Yo, what's happening everybody? King GBL here and welcome back to a brand new Go Battle League video. Today I'm going to be showcasing a really fun team with double dragons in the back. We're going for a Stunfisk lead and Dragonair is the safe swap and Altaria in the close. So we swap into the Dragonair right here, and the reason that Dragonair has become slightly popular recently is because it does so much oppressive damage. Shadow Dragonair is just insane. I know somebody's probably going to ask, would a normal Dragonair be fine? It might be fine, it can take more of a hit, but the really good thing about this Dragonair is the body slams, and of course the dragon breaths just do a ton of damage when it's in shadow form. So it might not be just quite as effective, and it doesn't really fulfill the same role quite as well, but it definitely would be fine, or maybe even like a Shadow Dragonite would be fine for this line as well. I want to do a quick shout out to Beardachu, who was battling me with this team. I originally started using this with Metacham, but then of course I was triple weak to Charm, and he suggested to me to go for Galarian Stunfisk, which actually worked out quite well. We had some pretty positive battles. I'm going to be showcasing most of the wins, and maybe one or two of the losses here, so let's check out these battles. Hello, Winter. My little boy Winters just came in here. Winter, say hello.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good, okay. You guys might not have heard it, but Winter asked, drop a like, drop a sub, I don't know, like he's learning English so quickly, it's crazy. But guys, let's hop into these battles. Just a really quick question for the community here. I want to ask you guys, do you guys prefer watching battles where I'm basically showcasing all of the wins? Or do you guys like to see a couple of losses spiced into the video as well? Just to kind of showcase how these teams can go wrong and like maybe try to learn from the losses. Are you guys more interested in that, or do you guys really just watch these for entertainment? Let me know in the comments down below. I tend to like edit out a lot of the losses because the videos end up getting really long, and I don't want to put out extremely long videos, and I don't want to be commentating over 1 or 2 videos per day at like 30 minutes each. So let me know guys what your thoughts are, if you would prefer me to spice those in, or just keep it as entertaining as possible. So coming into the second matchup here, we've got Galarian Stunfisk into Pelipper. This is pretty even actually, like you would think with Rock Slides, it would do a ton of damage. But the opponent knows Weather Ball, and let's have a look here, it does a lot of damage. I've got a very low IV, well, very high IV Galarian Stunfisk, and it does a ton of damage back, but as soon as we land that Rock Slide, I'm just straight in there. They come in with an Emolga, which is an interesting pick. Funny enough, I was going to pick that as well. And yeah, that just does an absolute ton of damage to it. This thing's going to go for Aerial Ace. And I actually was looking it up on PvPoke, so I knew it would be an Aerial Ace because I was tempted to run it. And the opponent comes in with a Togekiss, so it is great that I actually decided to swap out right there. We'll go for a couple of Rock Slides right here. Yeah, so we'll build up to almost back to back here. Fire off the first one. We're going to fire off the second one here. And at this point, I realize, okay, the opponent's got me down super low. I cannot let them charm me down. So even though this is a bad matchup, I've got 2 shields. I've got to get into Altaria. Now, I think that Togekiss is only going to get to 1 move here, and eating a Weather Ball, even though resisted, could allow the Togekiss to potentially, you know, farm us the whole way down. They go for an Ancient Power, so I'm like, oh, they actually might get another move, and look how much this is chunking. I'm committing to the Dazzling Gleam, which is not the Moonblast, by the way. I haven't used an Elite Charge TM on this, I probably should at some point, but Dazzling Gleam gets the job done there, thankfully. So far so good with the Double Dragon team. I've been looking to run this team for quite some time. So I don't know, I just love, you guys know what I'm like, you know, with the double Nido video, and I love just running sort of interesting picks, but we've got a good matchup here, Umbreon versus Stunfisk. I'm not sure if this is like, I think this is pretty favourable for Stunfisk, to be honest. But yeah, the Earthquakes do an absolute ton of damage. The opponent actually banks there and dips out. So I decide, okay, this is not particularly comfortable for either of my backline. So let me just go ahead and land a big Earthquake and catch a Surf on the Altaria. So this is beautiful at this point. We can eat a Surf, and if they do reach up to the Shadow Ball, we will be able to tank it. I was a little bit tempted to shield it, but I'm like, no, I can eat this, I don't need to shield it. So we decide to farm it down, just in case the opponent has something in the back. And yeah, they come in with the Umbreon. I'm like, would this even take out at this point? So I do decide to shield it anyway, because we can do a decent amount of damage. We'll definitely get off a Gleam here. And yeah, let's see what the opponent wants to do here. Okay, so they're shielding their Umbreon. I'm happy enough to get shields down at this point. So yeah, that's why I kind of stayed in there for a minute. The Dragon Breaths are just doing an absolute ton of damage. And who do I come back in here with? Okay, we'll come in with a Galarian Stunfisk. And the opponent comes in with a... I really just don't understand this play here, but they come in with a Reggie, so they're doing my job for me here, basically. Which you love to see. They don't shield the Earthquake. I guess their win condition was to call the bait. And right here, I can just let this go. The Focus Blast does a lot of damage. And yeah, we just about KO it. We might even have a move here. I accidentally throw the Aqua Tail. So a little bit of a heads up. Do not throw Aqua Tail unless it is super effective, because Body Slam is a lot more effective, okay? So don't do that. But we did tap it by mistake, and the opponent shields it thankfully enough anyway. The opponent lets the Rock Slide go as well. which is absolutely perfect. And yeah, we're free for sorry, free for one right here. Oh no, sorry, we're 4-1 in the set. We're 4-1 in the set. The game froze. That's why I was shaking my screen up there. But yeah, definitely having a little bit of fun in these battles at the start. We're getting to level 14, and you're going to see very soon. I'm just going to start running fully meta teams. Now we both do super effective damage to each other, but I decided to get out of here, and we come into this Hypno matchup. I have a feeling I would be able to flip this matchup here. Dragonair basically flips anything neutral. As you can see, it's really close. We get them into the red first, and we will hit the moves first as well. So at this point, I'm like, okay, if they shield, I will shield back and go for the farm down here. Oh no, I actually decided to let this go. Never mind. I guess it works out either way. The opponent undercharges the Ice Punch. That was savage. And we come in with Galarian Stunfisk. So I'm like, okay, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch maybe. Yeah, so it's another Ice Punch. Or maybe Ice Punch, Shadow Ball. But we're up a shield, which is perfectly fine for us here. And back in comes Toxicroak. So they're going to throw off a Mud Bomb right here. So I'm like, okay, I'll stand for a minute here. We are doing super effective damage as well. This thing is pretty glassy, but ultimately we do want this on Altaria. We go for the big Earthquake, get the shield advantage, and just dip out of there. In comes Jellicent, and I think we're just going to commit to a big Dazzling Gleam right here. Yeah, so we're letting this one go. I'm like, okay, it's probably Surf Shadow Ball again, so we let the first Shadow Ball go. I want to keep the shield for Galarian Stunfisk if possible. So let's see how much damage this does. It does a lot of damage. I think a Moonblast might have even taken out, and the opponent does they make the correct play and try to commit to the Shadow Ball. Unfortunately for the opponent, they're not able to, and yeah, we're able to get off the Sky Attack, and that's a good game right there, folks. So in a bit of an interesting match, I think Toxicroak does win that matchup, so a little bit of a negative lead, but if you pivot into one of your dragons and don't get hard countered by Ice or Fairy, you can overcome those quite easily. That's the one thing that's amazing about Dragonair. It is such a reliable safe swap, and that's why Homesize Henry actually done a really good team on it last season. It was Dragonair, Bastiodon, and something else, I can't quite remember. Might have been Lantern, I'm not too sure. We once again pivot into Dragonair, and watch this matchup here. Have a look at this matchup. If we double shield, I'm pretty sure I can win this match, to be honest. We've got them down to half health. Like, even though these Dragon Breaths are resisted, they do an absolute ton of damage so quickly. We're just absolutely shredding this thing down. We're going for Aqua Tail after Aqua Tail right here. Of course, Body Slam would be resisted on the Steel typing, so we want to go straight Aqua Tail. At this point, I'm like, what do I want to do here? Okay, Zap Cannon, so the opponent's trying to debuff my attack, and we'll see what the opponent wants to do here. We're up to almost back-to-back. I think I might reach the second one before them, but the opponent does let it go, and we can get off a nice little Body Slam chip on the Medi, which is perfect. And at this stage, we need the alignment here. We don't want to get this Medi on our Stunfisk, and look at the damage we're doing. We're just frying it. The Medi will finally take us out here. They go for an Ice Punch, so we'll come in with Altaria, and Altaria does not appreciate Ice Punches, but Medicham does not appreciate these Dragon Breaths, and look how low it is. We've done a lot of work on this Medi, and the opponent's going to come in with a Charizard here, so I decide, okay, let me get off the Sky Attack. We should get a shield off the opponent here. Yeah, of course they do. And I make a terrible play here. I swap into Stunfisk, trying to catch a Dragon Claw. I catch a Blast Burn. So GG's, basically. I don't think we're getting to another one, can we? Yeah, so we actually do get to it. But unfortunately, the opponent CMP ties on the Dragon Claw. So that was a bit of a mistake for me. I should have probably just committed to that. Forced the opponent to throw. But I think either way, they were reaching a Blast Burn. That was kind of my only play and my only out in that situation. So nice team by the opponent right there. Shadow Charizard in the back is definitely a fun one. But we do get a very positive lead here. We're going into a Raichu, which just absolutely hates to see it. And they go into their own Galarian Stunfisk. So I'm like, okay, let me just actually stay in here for a minute. We're going to go for a Rock Slide bait. The opponent should expect an Earthquake and dip here potentially. Of course they shielded up, and I'm going to respect the Earthquake as well. I was thinking for a second, is this a Rock Slide? But yeah, I did count up to the Earthquake, so I decided to call it. And we're going to go for another Earthquake right here. Let's see if the opponent lets it go. They let it go. And at that point, they're like, okay, GG's, top left. I would do pretty much the exact same thing. If you lose that matchup, you just top left, basically. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. We won 6 out of 10 matches with this. It's definitely a very difficult line to use, but it was a lot of fun trying it, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. I would not recommend using this team, but I wanted to showcase a double dragon team in the Open Great League. Thanks everybody for watching. Drop a like, drop a sub, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.